Hello, everyone, and thank you for attending the Metro Staff Virtual Job Fair event. I would like to introduce you to Bethany. Bethany will tell you about her company, job openings, and how to apply for those openings. Bethany?
Hi there. Yes, my name is Bethany, and I am a recruiter with Metro Staff. I actually began this position a few months ago because, a lot of places during COVID, they're laying off a bunch of people, but we're actually trying to hire even more. So that's why they brought me on board, was to just try to fill some positions. So yeah, today, what I'm going to be talking about, I'll start with basically an overview of our company. So what we are is a light industrial and professional staffing agency. Our corporate office is actually based out of Elgin, which is about a 45-minute drive from where I'm located. I currently work in the Loves Park office. So that's mainly what I'm going to be talking about today is our positions, but I will touch on some of our other offices, what they're hiring for currently. So yeah, I'm based out of the Rockford area, but all of our clients that we work with, they are based in the Chicago suburbs. We do provide free transportation from Rockford to and from the job sites, and the same goes for all of our other branch offices. They also provide transportation to and from the job sites. We do offer some benefits such as health insurance, and our positions that we currently have, they are attempt to hire. So you don't necessarily have to fully get hired in if that's not really what you're seeking, but there is the option for that as well. And I also included the link to our website at the bottom of this page. So the locations that I kind of mentioned a little bit ago, we have 10 different offices, excluding our corporate office. So as I said, I am from the Loves Park office, and our offices, they're located in Aurora, Bartlett, Bolingbrook, Burbank, Elgin, Elk Grove Village, Melrose Park, Palatine, and West Chicago. We actually have two Elgin offices. One is the corporate, and then we also have the branch office there. And each of these offices work with various clients. These are some of the positions that we have available currently for the Loves Park office. We are hiring for two of our clients based out of Elgin and Huntley, just because we're focusing on those two because there's so many unfilled positions every day that we're really trying to get more people employed for. So these are both temp to hire. And we currently have first and second shift available with a limitation on third shift, just because that one's not as consistent as our first and second shift. And the pay for each of these positions, it really ranges based on your placement and the job location as well. And I'll go over that in a little bit too for each client. So I'll start with our Elgin one. They are in the food manufacturing industry. So what we're currently looking for is packers and material handlers. And that it really just means, so for a packer, it's more so just assembly line work. You would be loading things in boxes. There's not really much heavy lifting. That's more the material handlers. And just as a general guideline, for packers, it's generally females and males generally do the material handling, but either can do, each position. It just really depends on the needs and the abilities of each employee. So the different departments that we are hiring for this Elgin client, unfortunately, I won't be disclosing the names just yet. We tend to not do that until we have somebody apply, and then we can explain everything to them, but we don't really like to disclose that, just on the surface level. But the departments are shipping and receiving, processing and packaging. This client is strictly first and second shift, and the pay for this one is $10.15 to $14 an hour. And as I said, it really just depends on the position and even just the department that they place you in once you are at the company and everything. So for this one, it's 10 to 12 hours per shift, and it's Monday through Friday. And there are occasional weekends. It just kind of varies based on the needs of this client. They let us know on Fridays if they're going to need anything for the weekend. So we would communicate that to you. And this is overtime eligible, so you'd get time and a half. Once you hit that 40-hour mark, then you would be eligible for the time and a half. Our next one, based out of Huntley, this is a grill manufacturer. So for this, there's two different areas. You can either work in the manufacturing or in the warehouse. So the different departments that they have, it's fabrication, enamel, and inspection. This one is also first and second shift, but we do have a third shift as well for this one. That one just sometimes it fills up quickly, so it's just It's really day by day if we're going to need anybody for third shift. And so this one, the pay ranges from 11 to 14 an hour. And this one is pretty set. For first shift, it's 11. Second, it's $12 an hour. And then for third shift, it is at $14 an hour. And so these are 8 to 10 hours per shift, Monday through Friday, and weekends are offered as well. And that's a little bit more consistent with the weekend work, especially with third shift for Sunday. That's a general shift that we will have for that. And this one is also overtime eligible. We began offering a bonus program because, as I mentioned before, we really do need more workers. So this is kind of an incentive that we've started implementing. So we have it in English and Spanish. So I'll just kind of go over what this program entails. If you work 4 full weeks after you apply with us, we say 4 weeks because we like 160 hours. However, we can extend it a little bit to 5 weeks if you're able to complete those 160 hours, just due to different circumstances, if you need that extra time. And after that, you will receive a $150 bonus. And then we also offer a referral bonus. So this one is unique in that you don't have to be employed by Metro staff to get the bonus for referring someone. If you are, great. But if you're not an employee of Metro staff and somebody comes in and applies and they let us know that they were referred by you and you're not employed by us, we'll just need them to give us your phone number so that once they work 1 full week, you'll get that bonus. And that bonus is a $50 Walmart gift card. So we're really trying to do that just to, attract more people and just as kind of, an incentive to come work with us, because we do have a lot of, I know there's a lot of agencies that are trying to get more people as well. So it's something that makes us a little bit unique. And it's something that we've actually really capitalized on lately, because I am the person that has been keeping track of the bonuses for the Loves Park office. So, we've actually given out quite a few gift cards and the $150 bonuses recently. So that's really exciting for us. Some requirements for these positions, we actually don't have any educational requirements, which is great because that really opens up opportunities for a lot of people. And we do require that you are legally authorized to work within the US. So we do participate in E-Verify, and we also are an equal opportunity employer. But yes, you do have to be legally authorized. And you have to be 18 plus years of age, just due to the clients that we work with, their preferences. And we also, outside of just the general laborer positions that we're hiring for, we do have some more experienced positions that require. There's one that requires 2 to 5 years of factory experience. There's one that's 5 to 10, and those are more supervisory or they're skilled positions. So we do have that. If somebody is interested in something like that, we could definitely get you more information on that as well. The application process, we do everything. We do it in person. We do paper applications. So I know that I do use ZipRecruiter to reach out to people and they're able to send their resume that way. And then I can contact them, but they will still have to come into the office to fill out the paper application. So yeah, any of those 10 branch offices, they can stop in. For instance, the Loves Park office, we open at 7 a.m. and we close at 9 p.m. So we have a pretty, large time span that people can come in and apply. There are also the different offices. I know the Elgin office, as another example, they are open, I believe, until like midnight. So it's, they have even more hours than we do, which is great. And something else that we also require when you come in to apply, you do have to complete the Work Opportunity Tax Credit questionnaire. So that's just something we do on our computer in person. It's pretty quick. It's just some basic questions. And then you'll have to complete your I-9 paperwork. So you'll have to bring 2 forms of identification. And I just listed some of the documents that you might need. So if you bring something from list A, a passport, that's all we're going to need. However, if you don't have a passport, you'll have to have a list B and a list C, which can be a driver's license or a state ID. And then you'd have to bring also either a social security card or a birth certificate. And we have to have the actual physical piece of paper or physical ID in order to accept it. We can't have like a PDF or just like a paper copy of something like that. We need the actual original copy. Some benefits of working with Metro staff. So we have very flexible scheduling. You actually are not required to work every day. So we know that, some of our temp employees, they use it as a secondary source of income. However, a lot do actually use it as their primary source. So you do have the opportunity to work every day if you so wish, but it's not required. So that's pretty great in that, if something comes up last minute, it's completely fine. But if you would like to work full time with us, primary source of income, everything like that, there is a benefit to that as well, in that you every day we get orders. And so the orders from the clients, it's what they're going to need to fill. And so that's when we start scheduling people. But if you consistently work with us, our client considers you a regular. And so you're put on a roster. So you have a guaranteed position at the company every single day, regardless of how many extra people they'll need. And so, yeah, as I mentioned, yep, you get to call in daily to schedule yourself. So that's a benefit. We have the free transportation, which I know almost all of our employees based out of Rockford, they do use that just because it is a bit of a commute. It's about a 45-minute commute to the job sites, Elgin and Huntley. So that's really great in that they don't have to provide their own transportation. So a lot do take advantage of that. And then our bonus program, as I mentioned before, that is, kind of just an incentive to retain employees, gain employees, everything like that. You get weekly paychecks. So we have 3 different ways that you can get paid. The default is a paper check. We also can set up direct deposit. You'll just need to bring in either a voided check or a direct deposit form that's issued by your bank. So we could do that. The payday's on Friday, so you'll be deposited on Friday into your bank account. Or we have a global cash card, and I believe they just switched to Wisely. I think it was honestly just the name switch. It's really the same exact thing as global cash card. Nothing changed on our end, and everyone's still getting paid the same exact way. So what the global cash card is it's a debit card where your paychecks get deposited on weekly. So that's just for somebody if they don't have a bank account, anything like that, or if they don't want to have a bank account, anything, they're able to use that card. And I believe it's all point ATMs. You're able to withdraw money without a fee. So that's a benefit as well. Another benefit is that you can start working the day you apply or the day after. So say you come in the morning and you finish your application, it can take up to, a half hour, I would say would be the maximum amount of time to complete everything. We print off your ID badge, we fill out all of the paperwork, everything like that. And if you come in the morning, we technically, we can get you started for second or third shift. Or if you come in that night, we can get you started the next morning. So it's a pretty quick process, just as long as you bring everything that's required. And then another benefit is that we don't have any educational or work history prerequisites. So if you're fresh out of school, just out of high school, and you're kind of looking for something, it's pretty great because you don't have to have any experience. So it's not necessary. So that's pretty cool. And then I'm just including some of our contact information just for the Loves Park office. So our phone number, I've listed it here. And then our address. So we're located on Harlem Road in Loves Park. It's on the corner of Alpine and Harlem Road. So we're in a strip mall. And I also included my work cell phone. I always have it on me. So if someone would prefer to text about something, I could definitely do that. And then I included my email, and we also have an office email. So our dispatchers in the office, they're the ones that they really focus on the scheduling aspect of everything. That's the one that they monitor, but I also have access to it and I monitor it as well. So any questions can be sent to either of those emails, call our office phone, call my work phone, text it, anything like that. And then I did say, I did mention earlier that, we do have other offices with different positions. I know, for instance, I'm currently in contact with one of our other recruiters, and he is working to fill positions based out of Aurora and Bartlett. So there's general labor positions, there's more skilled positions, but just a few slides back, let me see. So it's kind of hard to read on here, but we have it on our website as well for this. For each of the offices, their address and their phone number is listed. So any questions, you can just give the office a call, and the dispatchers or recruiters would be more than happy to assist you with any questions you might have. And that was it.
Thank you so much for your presentation, Bethany. And it actually was so thorough that you answered pretty much a majority of the questions that I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
I do have a few that I'll go ahead and ask, just kind of as general practice that I do, especially given, kind of the state of the world at the time. Um, One thing that I get quite frequently doing these events is individuals asking how, companies are handling COVID-19 safety precautions. Can you kind of elaborate a little bit more on, some of your partners, how they're handling it?
Yeah, definitely. So personally, like just within our office, I'll start there. Each of our branch offices, we have like a cleaning schedule where we have to go through, sanitize everything. We're constantly doing that. We have to wear masks, anyone that comes in. So that's just what we're doing basically on our level. And then so the two clients that I actually just visited them not long ago. So I have seen what they go through and all of their steps and processes. So essentially, when the temp employee would arrive at the facility, what they do is they check in with the on-site, they clock in, everything like that. They get scheduled, and then what they have to do is they go to a certain area where they have to wash their hands, they have to sanitize, and then they have coats they'll put on, like kind of like lab coats type dress and everything like that. Then they have to put on, they have like hair nets, and they have a lot of different, just like what they're required to wear, I would say, would be is kind of what they're, trying to implement. And then as well as they have sanitation crews going through and they're constantly cleaning as well. So it's a lot of just cleaning and keeping your like personal hygiene under wraps.
Fantastic. Thank you for that, Bethany.
Mhm.
Another question that I like to ask employers is, and from your presentation, I'm kind of gleaned that this probably wouldn't be the case, but I want to ask, do you have any positions that are available for individuals to work remotely?
So as of right now, I don't believe that we have any of those. I mean, there's potential in the future for something like that, but basically what we have currently would be all in-person work.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Can you describe what the daily work attire would be? And then kind of building off of that question, are there any sort of restrictions on tattoos, hair color, or piercings?
Okay, yeah. So between the two clients, they are a little bit different. So for instance, our one that's based out of Huntley, they recently, just within the last couple of days, when I visited them last week, they informed me that they were changing the dress code regarding shoes. So before they allowed you to wear tennis shoes, now you are not allowed to. At least tennis shoes that has like a mesh or fabric material. It has to be leather, or you have to wear a type of boot just to protect your feet more, because I guess there was an injury. That's what I was told, on somebody's foot, just because they weren't wearing necessarily safe shoes. So that would be for that one, is kind of, that would be the main thing. And then, the dress, you just can't wear any type of holey jeans. You need to wear your shirt has to have some type of sleeve. You can't wear a tank top, just basic attire like that. For the other client and Elgin, they do let you wear tennis shoes, and it's really the same thing with the pants and then the shirt, but you can't have piercings for that one. They do not allow that, so you have to remove the piercing for that one.
Thank you for that, Bethany. Another question that I do have for you is, can new employees expect to be paid for the time that they're being trained?
So it's okay. So yeah, once you arrive on site, you clock in, and as soon as you clock in, you're going to be paid. You will have the on-site or the supervisor. They will come and show you what you're going to be doing, and the people that are working around you, they'll also help you. I know for the one, our client based out of Huntley, the on-site, she had me walk with her to kind of show how they train the employees, the new ones. They have them sign, just like a waiver, and just like that they acknowledge for their orientation is complete, and they are guided through the facility. They get a little tour, and then they're told, what they'll have to be doing, and then the supervisor takes over and they start showing them the process that they'll be working for the day.
Thank you for that, Bethany. Another question that I also have for you is, how can a candidate stand out during the application process?
Yeah, so I know, for instance, in our application, we do ask for like your work history and everything. And so when we're kind of looking through it, we're reviewing everyone's applications and everything. I think what mostly just stands out is when we see experience in in the warehouse or manufacturing industry, just because we know that they're going to be more familiar with it and they won't take as long to get used to the positions, and most times they'll be more reliable because they understand the requirements of the job. So I'd say that almost all of the people that come through do have that type of experience, but it's definitely not a requirement. I mean, we have people who come in, as I mentioned before, you don't have to have any experience. We have people that come in with no experience that end up, being great employees and that actually get hired in by the company as well.
Fantastic. And I actually have one final question for you that I like to actually ask all the employers that I work with. And that is, what are the opportunities for advancement within your organization? And then if you can, provide maybe an example of a success story, could be including your own.
Yeah, definitely. So I guess there's kind of two that I could think of. So once as I mentioned, that you can get hired in, I know that the Huntley client, they are currently working to hire one of our employees. So that one, they are a union employer. So they really try to, after 90 days, they really are pressing to hire these people in because they want them to have all of the benefits. And so yes, they're currently working with one of our temporary employees to get him hired in so that he will have all of those benefits that all of the union employees there have. So that's awesome for him. And then another one that I'm thinking is we currently have, so as I mentioned, we have that free transportation, and this transportation, we have to have our own internal employees as drivers. So we currently, we just hired another driver for our office, and he was one of our temporary employees that was working for one of our clients before. So he was able to transition from a temporary employee to a corporate internal employee.
Fantastic. Thank you, Bethany. And with that, I kind of believe we can go ahead and begin the wrap up process for today's event. Before we finish today, I want to kind of just allow you to have a final opportunity to maybe include any sort of information that you believe you might have overlooked during your presentation, or just give any sort of final concluding remarks.
Yeah, definitely. So I would say overall, I'll give an example. So it's not like we have, it'd be one day we have work, the next day we don't. It's a consistent flow of work, and we have so many positions that go unfilled. For instance, just the other day, we had 40 openings for second shift for one of our clients, and we were only able to fill half of them. So there was, 20 more positions that could have been filled, but just weren't because we don't have the people to fill them. So if somebody is willing to work and they want to work and they want, to make money, anything like that, they definitely will be able to do that through us, and we're able to provide that for them.
Fantastic. Thank you, Bethany.
Yeah.
And with that, I just want to thank everyone again for attending this virtual job fair. You can find Metro Staff's employer booth on the Illinois WorkNet job fair page. I have also recorded this session, and a recording of this session will actually be posted to both the Illinois WorkNet YouTube channel, but also to Metro Staff's employer booth. So if you weren't able to tune in today for the presentation, you can do so at a later date. Thank you again, Bethany, for your presentation. It's much appreciated, and I hope you have a wonderful day.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Take care.
You too. Bye-bye.